11:47 p.m. The essay was due at midnight, and Marcus was staring at a blank screen. Not because he didn't know what to write. He'd known for 3 days. He'd written the opening line in his head 6 different times. He'd rehearsed the whole argument in the shower that morning. But every time his fingers touched the keyboard, something stopped him. Something he couldn't name, something he didn't understand. And the worst part? This wasn't the first time. It happened every single time something actually mattered to him. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what that something was. Because there's a very good chance it's the same thing stopping you too. Welcome to I Study Behavior, where every week we take a real situation, a real pattern of human behavior, and uncover the truth behind why people do what they do. This one might be the most personal story we've told yet. Marcus was 22, final year of college. The kind of student professors remembered. The kind people described as, he could do anything. And from the outside, that was true. But Marcus had a secret he'd never told anyone. He couldn't start things. Not the small stuff. Small was fine. It was the things that mattered. The assignments he actually cared about. The opportunities that could genuinely change something. The 10-page paper he'd been thinking about for 3 weeks never started until the night before. The scholarship application that could have covered his final year, he let the deadline pass without submitting it. The presentation he'd rehearsed perfectly in his head, he froze the moment he opened his laptop. Everyone around him called it laziness. And slowly, quietly, Marcus started believing them. But Marcus wasn't lazy. He was running a system inside his brain that nobody had ever explained to him. And this is that story. Let's go back to that Thursday night. The essay is due at midnight. Marcus has had the prompt for 2 weeks. He's thought about it constantly, in the shower, in between classes, lying awake at night. He knows exactly what he wants to say. He sits down at 8 p.m. 4 whole hours. Plenty of time. He opens the document, types his name at the top. Then, nothing. His chest tightens. His hands feel slightly heavy. A quiet voice somewhere at the back of his mind says, "What if it's not good enough? What if this proves what you've always been afraid of?" So he closes the laptop. He'll start after dinner. Dinner will help. After dinner, he picks up his phone. Just for 10 minutes. Then he needs the right music. That takes another 20 minutes. The playlist isn't right. He changes it. It's 10 p.m. He opens the laptop again, types 1 sentence, reads it back, deletes it, types another, deletes that too. By 11 p.m., he has 4 sentences and has deleted 3 of them. Then, at 11:30, something shifts. The panic arrives, loud and urgent. And suddenly, the fear that was blocking him gets pushed aside by something bigger. The deadline is no longer a future problem. It's right now. It's here. It's real. And Marcus writes. Not carefully, not beautifully, but the words come. Fast, urgent, unstoppable. He submits at 11:58, 2 minutes to spare. He gets his grade a week later. The professor wrote at the bottom, "Excellent analysis, one of the strongest submissions in the class." And Marcus stares at those words for a long time. Because the same question he always ends up asking himself is back. Why couldn't I just do that 2 weeks ago? Here's the answer, and it might be the most important thing anyone has ever told you about yourself. Marcus didn't procrastinate because the task was hard. He procrastinated because the task mattered, and his brain could not handle what it would mean if he gave it everything he had, and it still wasn't enough. Here is what procrastination actually is, and what it isn't. It is not a time problem. It is not a discipline problem. And it is absolutely, completely, 100% not a laziness problem. Every time you sit down to start something that matters to you, your brain runs a calculation so fast you never even notice it. It weighs 2 feelings against each other. Feeling 1, the discomfort of starting right now. the vulnerability of the blank page, the possibility you might try your hardest, and it still isn't good enough. Feeling 2, the discomfort of not starting, the deadline getting closer, the guilt building, the voice that says, "What is wrong with you?" And here's the thing most people never understand. In that moment, feeling 1 always wins. Because the discomfort of starting is immediate. It is right there in your chest. Your brain can feel it now. But the pain of not starting? That's in the future. It's abstract. It's a later problem. And your brain cannot feel future pain the same way it feels right now pain. So it chooses what hurts the least in this exact second. It doesn't choose what's best for you. It chooses what feels safest right now. This is why you can know exactly what you need to do. Want to do it? Plan to do it. Write it on a list. Tell yourself today is the day, and still not move. It isn't because you're broken. It's because your brain is running a protection system that was never designed for essays and job applications and life decisions. It was designed for one thing only, to keep you away from danger. And to your brain, the possibility of failing at something you genuinely care about feels exactly like danger. Now, there's one more layer to this, and this is the part that makes procrastination feel almost impossible to escape until you finally see it for what it is: the loop. Watch how this works, because once you see it, you'll recognize it instantly. Stage 1. You decide to start. You feel motivated. This time is different. This time I'm ready. Stage 2. You sit down. You open the document, and the discomfort arrives. That tightness, that heaviness, that quiet voice of doubt. Stage 3. You avoid. Phone, snack, tidy the desk. Suddenly the playlist matters. The lighting matters. Anything but the actual task. Stage 4. The guilt. Why am I like this? Everyone else just gets on with it. What is wrong with me? And here's the trap. That guilt and shame, they create more discomfort, more pain, more weight on top of the task, which makes starting feel even harder, which makes you avoid it even more. Stage 5. The deadline hits. The panic overrides everything. You do the work in a rush. It's never your best, but it gets done. Stage 6. The relief. The weight lifts. You breathe again, and you tell yourself, next time I'll start earlier. But next time comes, and the loop starts again. Stage 1. Because the relief of finishing feels like proof the system worked. You survived. You got it done. So your brain files it away as, we made it through. Do that again next time. But here is what the loop is actually costing you. Not just the late nights, not just the panic. It's the quiet erosion of trust in yourself. Every single time you go through that loop, you reinforce one story. I can't rely on myself. And that story? It becomes the biggest reason you procrastinate the next time. Because if you don't believe you'll follow through, why even try at all? Hold that thought, because what comes next is the piece that changes everything. It is not about trying harder. It's about understanding something your brain has been doing, without your permission, for your entire life. There's a reason Marcus couldn't start that essay until the deadline forced him. And it wasn't because he didn't care. It was because he cared too much. Marcus is a perfectionist, but not the kind you might picture. Not someone who polishes things for hours. He's the other kind. The kind who never starts. Because when he sits down to write, he doesn't see a blank page. He sees every piece of brilliant writing he's ever read. Every version of this essay that would be perfect. And he knows, before he's written a single word, that he can't produce any of them. So he doesn't write at all. Because starting means proving, right now in this moment, that you are not as good as you want to be. And for someone whose entire sense of self is built around being capable, that proof doesn't feel like disappointment. It feels like collapse. This is why the most capable, most driven people often procrastinate the most. Not because they care less, because the stakes are higher for them. Their self-worth is tied directly to what they produce. And every time they start something, they risk showing the world and themselves that they might not be enough. The deadline saves them, because a last-minute rushed effort can always be explained. I didn't have enough time. If I'd started earlier, imagine what it could have been. But if they start early, give it everything, take their time, try their absolute best, and it's still just okay, there's no excuse left. And that, the possibility of no excuse, is the most terrifying thing a perfectionist can face. Take a breath, because I need you to hear this before we go any further. You are not broken. You are not lazy. You are not undisciplined. You are running a system designed to protect you from the feeling of not being enough. And the fact that it hurts, the fact that you lie awake thinking about this, that is not a weakness. That is how much you care. The problem was never your effort. The problem was that nobody ever showed you what was actually happening. So how do you actually break out of this? Not hacks, not tricks. 3 shifts in how you see what's actually happening. 1. Stop calling yourself lazy. Every time you say it, even quietly, even just in your own head, you're blaming your character for a system problem. And you cannot fix a system you don't believe exists. So the next time you catch yourself saying it, swap it for this one sentence. I'm avoiding something that feels unsafe right now. That single shift changes everything. Because now you're not broken, you're protected, and you can actually work with that. 2. Shrink the first step until it stops being scary. Don't say, I need to write the essay. That is a mountain. Your brain will never let you start a mountain. Instead say, I'm going to open the document and write one sentence. It can be terrible. It can be the worst sentence I've ever written. I just need one. Because here's the thing about momentum. It doesn't come from motivation. It comes from the tiniest possible movement. Once you're moving, the alarm quiets. And then the next sentence is easier, and the one after that. 3. Give yourself full permission to do it badly. Not as a trick, as a genuine act of kindness toward yourself. Say it out loud. This can be terrible. I'm allowed to be terrible at this first draft. The perfectionist in you is convinced that if it isn't brilliant, it's worthless. And that belief is the exact thing keeping you frozen. The best work Marcus ever produced started as the worst first draft he'd ever written. He just didn't know yet that the first draft's entire job is to be bad. It is the starting point, not the finished thing. You don't need to be ready. You just need to begin. Imperfectly, messily, badly. Marcus didn't fix this overnight. That's not how it works. But he did one thing differently after that night. Every time he sat down to start something important, instead of waiting for the courage to appear, he opened the document and wrote the worst possible first sentence he could think of. Deliberately bad. Embarrassingly bad. And then, something strange happened every single time. The next sentence was easier. He still felt the fear. It didn't go away, but he stopped waiting for it to leave before he started. And slowly, he started building something more valuable than any grade he'd ever received. He started trusting himself again. Before you go, I want you to do one thing. Drop a comment below. Just one word. The thing you've been putting off the longest. No explanation needed. Just name it. Because something shifts when you say it out loud. It takes a little of the power away from the avoidance. And if this video put words to something you've been carrying around for a while, share it with one person who has ever called themselves lazy. They need to hear this more than they know. Subscribe to I Study Behavior if you want to keep understanding why you feel what you feel and why the people around you do what they do. Every week, a real story, a real pattern, the truth behind why people are the way they are. I'll see you in the next one. The video on your screen right now is called The Dark Psychology Behind Fake Friends. It breaks down 5 things that fake people do, quietly, deliberately, to keep you loyal to someone who is never really on your side. Just like procrastination, most of it happens without you ever noticing. Until now. It's right there.